What's up, guys? Welcome to another speed build. I hope you are all having a great day. We are halfway through the week. It is Wednesday. We are halfway there and only a couple more days until Friday, thank God. Today we are over in Brindleton Bay and I am building a coastal family home that is furnished for a family of 4 plus their cat. But before I get into today's build and today's storyline, I do want to take a quick second to thank all of you guys. We have reached a huge milestone on my channel this week. I officially reached 1,000 subscribers and I literally cannot believe it. I am honestly speechless about it, and that doesn't happen a lot for me, so that really honestly says a lot. And I cannot thank you all enough. From my OG subscribers that have been here since day one, all the way to my brand new subscribers that recently joined. I appreciate you all so much. Obviously, I couldn't have reached it without all of you guys, so it's really not just my accomplishment, it's it's our accomplishment. I think it is just so awesome, and I am so excited for the future of my channel, and I really hope you guys are just as excited as I am. And yeah, I just really wanted to take a quick second in the beginning of this video to thank all of you guys. I was going to do like a special video for 1,000 subscribers, like a build that only cost 1,000 simoleons, but listen guys, I tried, and that's harder than it sounds. I think it's honestly nearly impossible. So yeah, I decided to build this coastal house instead, and I really hope you guys enjoy it. Of course, if you do and you are not a subscriber of mine, then join the team, join the community, subscribe to my channel and stick around. I would love to see you guys. Stick around and come back to watch my future videos, and of course like this video as well if you do enjoy it. Now, with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's build. I am building on the Brindleton boathouse lot, and honestly, I always forget this lot even exists, and I don't know why, because look at how gorgeous it is in the background. I absolutely love this lot, and I need to remember about it and build here a lot more often. Every time I build in Brindleton Bay, I always tend to build over there by the vet office and the dog park, but never on this side. And if I do build on this side, then I usually build on the 40 by 40 lot. But you know what? When you're not in the mood to build a super big house, this is the perfect lot to do it, because it reminds me a lot of the 40 by 40 lot, but you have a straight path to the ocean that your sim cannot swim in, but you know, we can pretend that they're swimming. Maybe they can put a beach towel in their inventory and lay it out on the sand. I can't remember if that's something that they can actually do or not, but if not, that's definitely a missed opportunity. But if anything, you can walk your dog or your cat over there by the water, or you can watch the strays go by, because as I was playtesting this, I seen like 5 strays walk by. I guess that is like a special path that is always used for the stray dogs and the stray cats. And I am like a huge animal person. I love animals. I have so much empathy for animals, especially stray animals. I think all animals, dogs and cats, deserve the best life possible because they're just so sweet and so awesome for the most part. There are those occasions where, you know, cats and dogs are not the sweetest, but I think it has everything to do with their upbringing, kind of like children, you know. But yeah, it makes me feel so bad even in The Sims to see stray animals constantly walk by. I'm like wanting to save every single one of them, and then before I know it, I have like 6 cats and dogs in my household. And that's kind of like, that literally explains my real life, I'm not gonna lie. I have like 3 dogs and 3 cats, so yeah, that is definitely something. To be honest, in my defense, for the longest time I had 3 dogs and 2 cats, but here like just a few months ago, like literally a month before I got married in May, so about April, all of a sudden, just randomly, a random kitten, like stray feral kitten, showed up in my garage somehow and never left. And, you know, I took him to the vet. He had problems. We got him fixed up, and now he's part of my family. And he is the third cat in my house. So it is what it is, but you know what? I can't just nurse him back to health and then kick him to the curb. I mean, what kind of person would I be if I did that? I could never. And I also don't want to give him to anybody else either. So he is mine now. But back to talking about the actual lot. Even if you can't swim in the ocean and fully enjoy the beach in the background, it's still absolutely gorgeous to look at. I think this lot is so pretty, and I'm already thinking of all of the other builds that I can do on this lot. And it's like the perfect size. It's like small, but not too small. It's kind of like more of a square, not exactly 20 by 15. I think it's more of like a 20 by 20 if I'm not mistaken. So it gives you a little bit more space to actually put things in the yard around the house, which I did struggle with. I wasn't sure how exactly I wanted to landscape, and I didn't know how exactly I wanted to design the backyard / the side yard. At this point in the build, I pretty much have the landscaping style that I'm going to end up going with. It kind of matches the rest of the world in a way. I don't think there's hydrangeas around. There's not really flowers anywhere around that I can see as of now. It's just a lot of like overgrown like grass and bushes and things like that. And so that is kind of what I wanted to stick with. But of course I wanted to add some sort of flowers because it makes it look a lot prettier. And then I absolutely love that white tree from Cats and Dogs. So since I am building in Brindleton Bay, I have to use that tree. It's kind of like an unwritten rule. Like if you don't use it, it's bad luck. Now, as for the actual design of the exterior of the house, obviously I'm going for a coastal look, and the actual like exterior wall paint, if that's the term that I should use, it's really not, but like the little like panels on the outside of the walls, I don't know really what you call those. That is actually from Cats and Dogs, and so it matches Brindleton Bay like perfectly. It's exactly what I imagined for a coastal style house. And of course I had to use a light blue. I feel like that is like the OG coastal color. And I also stuck with that same light blue on the inside of the house too. And I do in fact have a storyline for The Sims in this house, but before I get to the storyline, I just want to point out one more thing. Right now in that little corner, I do have garden planter boxes because I really struggled with what I wanted to put there, to be honest. And I almost did the planter boxes because we have a particular Sim in this house that loves gardening, but honestly, does it not look kind of like stupid? Just in the corner there. I don't know. It looked a little bad to me. And so what I ended up doing, we do have a kid in this house too. So I decided to do away with those big planter boxes and just keep the garden pots all throughout the yard. And then place some monkey bars there instead. Because the kid, you know, it was kind of like a double situation. Not only did it look kind of stupid in the corner with the planter boxes and I didn't know what else to put there, but the kid also needed some sort of skill building item too, and so it was almost like, I guess like a win-win situation, if that's what you want to call it, but you guys know what I mean. As for the Sims that live in this house, I was thinking that there are two parents that live in this house along with a child and a teenager. And the teen's room is actually on the bottom story with the 3 windows in the front and 3 windows in the back. I love that room. It comes out super cute and it has such an amazing view. Not only do you get the front where the road is, but you get the back where the ocean is, and that is where the actual beautiful view is. And then of course the master bedroom is upstairs with the ocean view and the circular window, and then the child's room is the one with the front view of the road. But you know what? Kids, they don't care what the view's like. You know, I don't blame the parents for choosing the best room either. I literally would do the same thing. As far as the parents' careers go, mom is kind of like a freelance chef slash baker in a way. Well, I guess more of a baker than a chef. So she bakes baked goods in the kitchen, and then, their house is like right off of the highway, which is perfect for setting up a little like table in the front. Like, think of like the Home Chef Hustle sort of thing. She sets up a table in the front, makes it super cute, maybe puts some tables and chairs out there for her customers, and she has like a pretty awning over it to provide shade not only for herself but her customers as well. And she sells all of her baked goods, and she actually does pretty good at it, especially if she makes it kind of like a beachy themed dessert, almost like a pineapple upside down cake or a coconut cake or anything like that. Does super well in this area because there's a lot of tourists that come around here that loves the coastal vibe, and so anything coastal does great with her business. And as for the dad in this house, he currently is working as a businessman in the business career, but he has absolutely zero passion for it whatsoever. It's actually, as sad as it sounds, it's a little bit miserable for him to go to work every single day doing the same thing, sitting at the same desk, and it's starting to drive him a little bit crazy. But when you are raising a family and supporting a family, you have to do what you have to do in order to provide for them, even if you don't like it. As far as this house, he actually spent years upon years with his wife building this house and getting it exactly how they want it. When they first bought this house, it was actually about to be condemned. It was in very, very bad shape, and they designed it and built it up to be the house that it is today. And in order to do that, you need a good job. And so he got any job he could that could support his family and fund his house to completely remodel it. So now that it's finally in a place that they are happy with, and their kids are a little bit older, and the mom is doing pretty well with her bakery side gig, he is now taking this opportunity to go ahead and move forward with what he has always wanted to do. He has always been a huge astronomy buff and has always dreamt of becoming an astronaut ever since he was a small child. He always thought it was just a dream. Never thought he would ever stand a chance to become an astronaut. But his wife knows how much this actually means to him, and she's seen the sacrifices he has made for his family and his home for years now. And since he allowed her to focus on her career and do what she wanted to do, even if it sounded like something that would never make a lot of money. I mean, selling baked goods on the side of the road, that doesn't sound like it would ever really make that much money. It almost sounds like a lemonade stand. But you know what? She's actually making some pretty good money by doing that, like enough money to be able to support the family while he is working on his career. And their money might be a little bit tough and tight for a little while, but you know what? With love, anything can happen. And this is The Sims. And you know what? They might be lucky enough that whoever is guiding their lives uses the money cheat every once in a while. It's not a big deal. And so she has told him now is the time. It's now or never. You focus on you now and do what you have always dreamt of doing, or you may never get this chance again. And so he is so thankful for having such a supportive wife. He said, you know what, you're right. I'm going to put in my 2 weeks notice and work tomorrow, and then I am going to see what it takes to become an astronaut. And luckily here in The Sims, I don't think you even need a degree to become an astronaut. You only have to join the astronaut career. And so it might not take too long for him to achieve his goal. And in no time, they are going to be making more than enough money. Like, they're going to have so much money that they're going to be swimming in it. which is literally everybody's dream. So he is so excited that it is finally his opportunity to do what he has always dreamt of doing. And since he is an astronomy buff, I actually put a telescope up on the balcony in the back. So the balcony is pretty much the master's private balcony. Like, that is the parents' private balcony. I put it in the master bedroom for a reason. And so it's pretty much decorated for exactly how I think the parents would have wanted it. So there is a telescope there, and then I just put like a bench with some pillows on top of it and some side tables beside it. It actually turns out super cute. Like, I would absolutely love to have a balcony like that overlooking the ocean. Like, how awesome and relaxing would that be? Like, I could only imagine. So I don't blame them at all for buying a house that literally was on the verge of being condemned and then fixing it up themselves, because, you know, they were a young couple. They couldn't afford much, but they seen the opportunity and they seen the potential that this house had, and so they took a chance. And of course, they are so happy that they did, because look at how cute it ended up coming out. And they were able to pretty much design it exactly how they wanted it. They like gutted out the whole inside, redid the whole outside, and was able to lay it out and design it exactly how they wanted. So it's a small storyline for today, but that is pretty much all I have for the storyline. I'll talk about the teenager and the child's interests and hobbies once I get to their bedrooms. It's just so much easier doing that way, but I will say that the teenager is a huge nature enthusiast, and so you'll see like these live houseplants scattered kind of throughout the house. And my idea was that that is actually the teenager that is taking care of those houseplants. Like, mom, you know, she loves them around the house, but she doesn't have a green thumb to save her life. You know, if she is expected to take care of these houseplants, then they're not going to last very long. But she loves the fresh air that they give off, and she loves the vibes and the look of live houseplants in the house. And so she tells her daughter, put them wherever you want, as long as you're taking care of them, of course. And not only are they scattered throughout the house, but she has quite a bit in her room as well. Well, I think she has like 2 or 3 maybe. And then she has all of those garden pots out in the yard as well. Like, she is a huge gardener. She loves gardening, and that's kind of what she wants to do when she gets older. She really wants to be like a botanist or a flower arranger or something like that. Anything that has to do with nature and plants and flowers is right up her alley and what she wants to do when she's older. Now, as far as the inside decorations for this house, we pretty much have the bottom story decorated. I do have a few extra things that I add here and there, but I love the way that the kitchen turned out. I usually love to add in a kitchen island, but I do it so often that I didn't really miss it this time. And with the shape of the kitchen, I knew I was not going to be able to add an island anyways. And so it's almost like a galley style kitchen. And I used the counter set from Parenthood. That gives off major coastal vibes, and I love it. And honestly, those are like my favorite counters in the game anyways. Not only are they like coastal, but they're also very like family style. Well, I mean, that comes with the territory. They're from Parenthood. And so it makes sense that they're like super family style and like give off like family vibes and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, I just think they're super cute and super versatile. You can use them in a lot of different builds. And I added a few different appliances in there. I did add a microwave, and I also added a rice cooker, which that is different and new. I don't usually add a rice cooker because it's kind of hard to make it look good in the kitchen because it's so close to the edge of the counter and there's like a huge gap behind it. I'm like, okay, that kind of looks kind of weird. And so I have a hard time designing it for the most part, but in this build, I think it actually looked really good because I put a live houseplant behind there. And I mean, you guys seen it. I think it turned out cute. It just like made sense and it went together very, very well. And another thing to note about the kitchen is that I put like 3 small plants from the kitchen clutter kit in front of the window. Those are not live and they're not usable or they're not playable, but I was imagining that the teen daughter is growing those for her mom because she's able to use those herbs for her cooking and her business, and I just thought that was a super cute little touch. And then the dining room is right off of the kitchen, and I placed some cat pet bowls. Well, pet bowls, not cat pet bowls, but they're for the cat. They're pet bowls for the cat. I placed those right in the dining room too, but I also placed a second set upstairs in the master bedroom because the master bedroom has like a separate hallway attached to it. And I put like the cat tree in there and the litter box. And so I figured why not add some extra pet bowls up there too. Honestly, there's plenty of room left in this house. They have 1 cat at the moment, but there's so much room that they could honestly get another cat, if not another couple of cats, or maybe a dog. But for the storyline purposes, I was imagining that they only had 1 cat at the moment, and they did rescue that cat. They seen that cat in the backyard once they moved in, and they fell in love with it like instantly, and they said, okay, you're mine now. You came with the house and now you're mine, and you're gonna be an inside cat because it's safer for you. But they really feel bad. They feel like it is getting a little bit lonely because, you know, the kids are getting older, the parents are busy with their own careers, and there's not a lot of extra time to spend with the cat. So they're really honestly thinking about getting another cat for companionship for their cat that they already have. And the living room is like super, super small, which is not ideal, but I was able to fit the necessities in there. I was going to put a fireplace in there because there is a chimney on this house, but I couldn't. I could not do it, plus add a coffee table, and I can't just not add a coffee table. I feel like it makes living rooms look so off and like it's missing something. And so I chose the coffee table over the fireplace. But I do end up adding a fireplace in the master bedroom like way later in the build, and I might even have done it when I was playtesting. And so you might not see it at all, but I do remove those like 3 pictures in a line between the 2 doors. I remove that and I add the like little fireplace from, I think, Eco Lifestyle, and I just placed it there and I called it a day. I mean, I don't love that fireplace. I don't think it really matches the coastal vibe, but I have a chimney and I really didn't want to remove the chimney, and so I had to add a fireplace somewhere because I kind of can't stand having a fake chimney. Like, that just throws me off so much. I don't like it. Honestly, I did think about removing the chimney, but now I'm remembering that I didn't, and that is because I designed the master bathroom to have the toilet in that area where the chimney is, and so I was stuck. And so that is ultimately why I decided to go ahead and add a fireplace somewhere in the build, and that place was the master bedroom. It was literally the only place I could put it. But it added a little bit of something extra in that space instead of just picture frames and nothing on the floor. I felt like something was missing there anyways, and so it actually ended up working out in the long run. As far as the master bedroom, nothing really special about it. I just added what I typically add. I added like a bed with some nightstands and then a dresser with a TV over it. The parents don't spend a lot of time in here. It's literally just for them to go to bed. They're so busy during the day that they have no time to spend in the bedroom. And so I really just tried to stick with the coastal theme. There's not a lot of like coastal beds, really, not that scream coastal anyways. And so the bed that I ended up using, I thought the color scheme looked super coastal with like the blues blues and the grays and the whites. And so I ended up using that. And with the light wood, it just kind of like really went really good together. And then in that like hallway, like I was saying earlier, that's leading out to their private balcony, I just added the cat tree with some like bowls and the litter box, and that's like the cat's little like room. That's the cat's little private retreat, and I think that's super, super cute. And now all that he needs is a companion to share it with. And I am now just working on adding the finishing touches on the balcony, and I really like the way that this bench from Cats and Dogs look with the pillows that I added on it. Those pillows are from Base Game, and I think that adds such a cute touch to that bench, because that bench overall without the pillows looks like it's missing something, but once you add the pillows it looks like so much better. And then of course I added Dad's telescope right there as well. That's where he spends a lot of his evenings. He has like the perfect view to see anything in the sky. He actually found an unknown planet and he got paid 500 simoleons for it, so that's a good start for his astronaut career in my opinion. I'm now working on the backyard a little bit, and we're pretty much going to stay with what we have here, but I do end up removing those planter boxes and adding the monkey bar set like I was saying earlier. And that's really the only difference. You've seen me add the umbrella table set there with like a grill, and that's pretty much it for the backyard. And then I'm gonna work on some terrain paint. But we actually got the child's room done earlier in the build, and I never did get a chance to talk about the child, so I will go ahead and do that now. So this particular child has the aspiration of social butterfly. Like, they are so talkative and so outgoing, and they just love having full-on conversations with literally anybody, and that could be dangerous honestly with like strangers and stuff, but luckily in The Sims we don't have to like worry about that. But yeah, this child really only has the interest of socializing. They play on the monkey bars every once in a while and build up their motor skill. I almost put an activity table in their room, but I really didn't like the way it covered that front circular window, and so I ended up just putting some poofs there instead. And then I added a little like huge like cat stuffed toy so that they could practice their socializing communication skill. When they have nobody else to talk to, they talk to that cat. And I also gave them like a little hamster in their room too, with a little computer under their loft bed, and I can just see them on that computer talking to their friends like all night long. Since this kid has such great communication skills and they love talking, and honestly they kind of love arguments too, they have a dream of going to university and studying to become a lawyer and becoming a lawyer as an adult. Like, that is their ultimate dream, which, you know, is different for children. But this particular child would be literally perfect for that profession. I mean, they can have an argument with the wall and win that argument. And so I'm sure that says a lot. Now we are finally in the teenager's room and designing their room, and like I said, this particular teen is a huge nature buff, and so they spend a lot of their time taking care of their house plants in their room, plus all throughout the house, and spending a lot of time in the garden outside with all of their garden pots throughout the yard. Their mom absolutely loves it if they end up planting like some blueberries or strawberries or any sort of like fruit bush so that she can use it in her cooking. But the teen's favorite thing to plant are flowers. Like, they love flowers, they like to flower arrange, and they really love like the beauty of flowers. And I can also imagine this Sim like taking care of all of the bushes and hydrangeas and stuff in the yard too, even though technically that's not a real thing in The Sims. Like, you can't actually take care of like the bushes and stuff, which is for the better. I've explained this before, but The Sims 2, that was like, you know, it's fun when you have like 3 bushes to take care of, but if your whole house is landscaped in The Sims 2, it literally takes more than 1 day to trim those bushes, and so I always just had like weeds growing everywhere, and it was not fun, and not always could you afford a gardener to come take care of it, and so you just had to deal with no plants in the yard or just a bunch of weeds or dead flowers. I mean, that happened a lot too. And so I definitely don't miss that feature of The Sims 2. And I don't say that often. I usually love The Sims 2. But other than like gardening, this particular teen loves listening to music and writing songs and playing their guitar too. So they have a couple of hobbies going on, but their main hobby is for sure gardening. And we are now completely done furnishing the house, and I am just finishing up all of the terrain paint in the yard. I am pretty much like using these like gravel pieces and placing a pathway from the front to the back, and I'm kind of using like a little bit of sand mixed with it so it gives a little bit of a lighter look. And this is the first time I've done it, and I think it looks actually pretty good. It definitely fits like a coastal vibe. But that is all that I have for today. So thank you all again so much for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. I just think that is so awesome. And like I said earlier, I am literally speechless about it. But I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Of course, if you did, please leave a like and also subscribe if you have not already. I hope you all have an amazing day or night wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!